Ever wondered how a civilization that existed thousands of years ago managed to build such architectural wonders that still stand tall today? Welcome to ancient Egypt, a land of mysteries nestled between the fertile banks of the Nile. Spanning over 3,000 years, this civilization has left an indelible imprint on world history. From the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt to its eventual fall, Egypt's story is a fascinating tapestry of power, belief, and innovation. Let's take a journey back in time to explore the rise and fall of this fascinating civilization. Our journey begins with the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt. This monumental event was orchestrated by a visionary leader, King Narmer, who established the first dynasty and laid the foundation for early Egyptian civilization. His reign marked the dawn of the early dynastic period, a time when the seeds of culture, art, and governance were sown. It was during this period that the distinct Egyptian way of life began to take shape. This was the beginning of an era that would leave an indelible mark on history. The Old Kingdom was the age of pyramid builders. This era, spanning from 2680 to 2200 BC, saw the rise of pharaohs considered as living gods. They commanded vast resources to construct monumental pyramids, the most iconic symbols of Egypt's grandeur. This was a time of remarkable architectural feats, reflecting the peak of ancient Egyptian power and wealth. The Old Kingdom, an era that witnessed the rise of divine pharaohs and monumental architecture. The Middle Kingdom, a time of reunification and cultural development. After a period of fragmentation, Egypt once again found unity, marking an era of prosperity. With the nation's reunification came an expansion in trade and diplomacy, extending Egypt's influence and wealth. This period also saw a flourish in literature and art, contributing significantly to the rich tapestry of Egyptian culture. The Middle Kingdom was a period of growth and expansion, setting the stage for what was to come. Foreign invaders known as the Hyksos brought an end to the Middle Kingdom. The Hyksos, a Semitic people with superior military technology, invaded and occupied Egypt, marking a turbulent period in the nation's history. Yet this wasn't just a time of strife. The Hyksos period also triggered significant changes. As Egypt expelled these foreign invaders, this tumultuous era came to an end, marking the closure of the Middle Kingdom. Despite being a time of turmoil, the Hyksos period was a catalyst for change in ancient Egypt. The New Kingdom, an era of powerful pharaohs and expansive empire. This was a time of tremendous growth, where the boundaries of Egypt stretched far beyond its previous limits. Pharaohs like Hatshepsut, one of the few female rulers, held the reins of power with extraordinary skill, fostering an environment in which arts and architecture thrived. Thutmose III, her stepson, continued this legacy, transforming Egypt into an international superpower through military conquests and diplomatic strategies. And then, there was Ramses II, a pharaoh whose reign spanned an impressive 66 years. His monumental structures, like the Abu Simbel temples, are testament to his ambition and the prosperity of his reign. Religion too flourished during the New Kingdom. The pharaohs were seen as gods on earth, their authority absolute and their word law. Temples dedicated to the gods were built with an unprecedented grandeur, reflecting the wealth and power of the New Kingdom. The New Kingdom was the zenith of Egyptian power and influence. A religious revolution swept through Egypt during the Amarna period. Pharaoh Akhenaten led this spiritual upheaval, turning away from Egypt's traditional pantheon to worship the sun god Aten. Akhenaten's reign was marked by this radical shift, but it was not to last. After his death, his successors sought to restore the old ways, returning to the worship of multiple deities. Yet, the imprint of this period remained, leaving behind a legacy of religious exploration and artistic innovation. The Amarna period, a time of religious upheaval and artistic innovation. All great civilizations have their rise and fall, and Egypt was no exception. As the sands of time swept over the mighty Nile, internal strife began to fray the fabric of unity that once held Egypt together. Foreign invasions battered the empire's borders, compromising its strength. Economic challenges like the decreasing value of grain further strained the nation. Territory, once claimed by powerful pharaohs, slipped from Egypt's grasp. Despite its decline, the glory of ancient Egypt was far from forgotten. Foreign conquests marked the end of ancient Egypt's independence. The first blow came from the east. The Persians under Cambyses II overran the Nile Valley, dousing the last embers of Egyptian supremacy. But it wasn't long before the Greeks, led by none other than Alexander the Great himself, swept in from the west. Alexander's reign was brief yet transformative, marking the beginning of the Hellenistic period in Egypt. Then, from the heart of the Mediterranean, the Romans arrived. Julius Caesar sought refuge in Egypt during his civil war, and there he met Cleopatra, Egypt's last active ruler. Their alliance, both political and personal, brought Egypt under the wing of the burgeoning Roman Empire. But like all great empires, Rome too fell, and with it, the final vestiges of ancient Egypt. Egypt's history was forever altered by these foreign invasions, yet its legacy lived on. Its indomitable spirit and rich cultural heritage continue to intrigue us to this day. Ancient Egypt's influence extends far beyond its pyramids and pharaohs. Its rich tapestry of culture has left an indelible mark on art, architecture, religion, and language, shaping civilizations within Egypt and around the globe. The hieroglyphs, the majestic structures, and the profound religious beliefs all echo the grandeur of a civilization that was far ahead of its time. The legacy of ancient Egypt continues to inspire and fascinate us, reminding us of a civilization that truly stood the test of time.